hello my lovely friends, welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, hi, my name is Melissa, or Missa. Welcome. Today, what a shock, monster. My wig's gonna fall off if I throw my head back to drink this. New day, new wig. It's my old wig, but I found it in my drawer. And I thought I'd chuck it on. I actually took out all my tape-ins today to re-dye my hair and then replace them. So I have no hair attached to my head. Wig. Anyway, today, as you can see by the title, it's a very exciting day. We have a new Cosmic Brushes release. This is the Muse palette. So before this we had Serenity, which came out. I've done a whole video on this before. This is Serenity. And then we had Royal Rose as well, but that's in my drawer. This is the Muse palette. So, I mean, I don't know what that was, I'm sorry. This is a beautiful, kind of antique-y, sultry, saucy little number that we are of course going to splooge all over my eyes and my face and then give you my thoughts. But we will start with Swatches, of course. So yeah, it's a UK indie brand. This is only going to be 20 quid. I'm fairly certain because this one is £20, so I don't see why this one would be any different. So a really pretty affordable UK indie brand that do beautiful shadows. We're going to talk about them. So anyway, let's just jump into the swatches because I'm excited to swatch it. I have already swatched it. I will put them on screen right now with my my iPhone swatches so you can see what it's like on my iPhone with the flash on. And you will see how beautiful they are. And also, I'm going to put up a picture on screen. I'm not sure who made this picture, but they were comparing the Serenity to the Muse and some shades, saying that they thought they could be quite similar. So I swatched those shades side by side, so I will also have that on screen. So you can see that I don't agree that they are similar, but I would say they're very complementary. Like, the palettes will go well together, in my opinion, which I think is how she does advertise it. It's a bit of a companion palette for the Royal Rose and Serenity. In or out, boys? I literally have to have a stick beside my bed to shut that door with. Beside my bed? Beside my desk, so I can shut that door. Right, let's jump into the swatches. I do have an awful habit of just yammering too much. Okay, we'll go row by row, we'll swatch it. I will build up the swatches, it's how I like to do it. Let's do it. Luster. A kind of see-through toppery pink shade. Haze. Darling, the door's not shut. You can get out if you want out. Rosewood. Ambient. It's very much like MAC blue brown, that kind of thing. Filigree. Oh, it's so like autumnal. That's the first row. And this is only £5 more than Beauty Bay for their £20 palette. So how good is that for an indie brand? Why do I have a gem stuck to my arm? Where did that come from? Inspire. Sweet Pea. Patina. Nouveau. And last of the second row, Admire. Oh, I got green in it. Why? Okay, that's the first two rows. Cosmic Brushes shimmers are shimmers. They are not boring, they are not flat, they are not dull, they are intense. The mattes are very good too. That green didn't swatch the best, but in fact, I was going to say, but I'm sure they work on the eye. I don't know. I've not actually used the greens. I'm pretty much stuck with all the purples and stuff today, but obviously there will be more looks from this. That stunning colour at the bottom. I don't know what is going on tonight. There's a lot of noise. Anyway, that's the first two rows. Oh! Anyway, that is the first two rows. Right, they're gorgeous. I know. Okay, moving on to the last two rows. We have Softly. Where's that? Softly. Like a weird kind of sagey grey green. Pine. A shade called Muse. which is a very kind of classic pink with a gold shift. Fig, which is our darkest colour. It's like a burnt, I don't know, look at it. What is that? Like a burnt aubergine. And we have Amethyst, which is stunning, right? And it does swatch really beautifully. You're going to want to apply it with your finger realistically, just with the texture of it. But it is obviously gorgeous. We've got Antique. That's an interesting colour. We have Willow, which is a really nice like poopy khaki green. I always build up swatches. I want to see what it looks like if I'm packing it onto like my eye. So that's why I do it. Water Lily. That is cool. I didn't even use that today either. There's so many shades in here I haven't used. So we will need to have a part 2 with this video. With this palette. I'm drunk. I'm not. But it is like 6:30 at night. Pearl. And I never film at this time. I do not like filming in the evening. And last but not least, Whisper. I would say Amethyst, that one there is the only one that kind of feels different. Still feels like kind of puttyish and stuff, but it's the only like shimmer that feels different. That is the bottom 2 rows. I think that is absolutely stunning. I could do without this green, but apart from that, this is perfection. That kind of green makes me feel a bit sad on the inside, like it makes my depression worse. But the rest, like the other greens I love. That is stunning, right? I know Teresa's gonna love this palette because she loves purples and greens. Like you can see with the tones in the Serenity how that's gonna go with it, a lot of them. Like companion palette wise, that is just really, really pretty. I mean, the Serenity is one of my favourite palettes in my collection, so I can always say good things about it. Well, what do you think of those swatches? Swatched all together, the palette does make a lot of sense, but if I look at the palette just like with my eyes, I'm kind of like, what kind of look could I do with that? But when I swatch it, I see more what I could do with it, and I've not even touched the greens in there, and I've done a full look, so there's so much more to do with it. Anyway, that's the swatches. We're gonna do this look, and then I will give you my thoughts at the very end. Ew, there's so many noisy people outside as soon as I'm starting. Since it's me, it's not going to be a shock. I'm starting off with Fig, which is the darkest shade in the palette. I feel like it's how you get the most intensity. If you stick all your light colours on first, it doesn't give the dark colour something to grip to, so that's why I have always done it this way basically for the last few years. I always get a bit worried when I look at a palette and don't see a black, because I'm like, how am I going to add depth? But I've managed the past couple times with new palettes with no blacks in them, and it's all been good. Even though people keep saying to me, oh Melissa, on the Beauty Bay website, they've advertised that dark purple as a black, and it's not a black. Anyway, this is Wet Cosmic brushes, which should be available on Beauty Bay. I'm just saying. And then I'll take that very same shade just on a fluffier brush, just to diffuse the edges. Stunning shade. I do look at this palette and I'm like, what entire looks can I do that wouldn't just kind of include these? So on the website it is kind of advertised as a companion palette to the Serenity and the Royal Rose, I think. And I can see that. I can see it being a companion palette to them because they give you a lot more options. But I'm going to show it, like you can use it as a standalone palette, you absolutely can. Going in with Rosewood next, which I thought it looked like a brown in the pictures, but it's definitely more of like a deep red, like a reddy brown, I suppose. It's not like a red, it's a brown red. Just on to blend this out, and it works perfectly. I'm very into these tones right now, purples and mustards. I think because we're gonna be coming into like spring and stuff soon, I'm trying to like make the most out of like grungy makeup, because spring, summer I definitely prefer brighter makeup. So anyway, just whacking this on and it does a fantastic job of blending out that previous shade. But right now I'm not trying to be that neat or specific, I'm just kind of farting my colours on. Don't know why I said farting them on. Then I'm going to take the shade right beside that called Haze. This is going to get lost a little bit, I feel, but it is going to help blend this into the mustardy kind of colour. Imagine there was an orange in here and then a bright yellow. I would have just gone sunset, wouldn't I? Again, I've put zero effort into this and it's already blending itself. Like, anyway, then I took Admire, which kind of looks like a green mustard baby poo colour. It's wonderful, not complaining. It looked a bit yellow, I thought, in some pictures, but it's definitely just like a weird pooey green bile colour. And I love it. All the way around. Don't really need to bother with this down here because I'm going to have so much like brown and purple fallout, it won't really show, but okay, that's literally all I did. I did fill in the back. How stunning is that colour? It's so pigmented. And just like a blackened purple brown, it's just heaven. So I'll just quickly blend these all together and throw my cut crease on, and then we will put the shimmer on. Obviously I only kind of use one, do I? Or two? And then I put the third one down there, but yeah, I didn't really explore all the greens and stuff obviously, but it's just the kind of look I was feeling from the palette today.
I feel the warmth of your skin, I feel the touch of your hand.
I actually went a little bit back to front here, I think, on the other side. So I'm going to take, I'm just going to take Sweet Pea, because I used Petal as well, but I don't really feel like you even see it, because I kind of went over it with Sweet Pea. This is a really stunning pinky lavender colour. I'm thinking I can use, though, Petal as a blush today. Just putting that on, and then I'll take a bit of Rosewood just to start blending it in. Very impressed by how these are applying. Literally no complaints so far. And then of course I took Luster. My favourite shade in the Serenity is this shimmer. Like in this same place, but that's like a blue green tinted shimmer. This is straight up like a stunning pink, and it's very kind of see-through. It's like a topper, so it would like transform whatever you're putting it on top of, and I'm just putting it on top of like a clear, well, like a whitish base, so it's just a like a wash of shimmer. And it just looks very, very, very pretty. It's kind of like Beauty Bay. You get excellent mattes and excellent shimmers. Comparing it to Beauty Bay, kind of, I suppose, for the price. This is obviously a little bit more expensive than their £20 palettes. But it's an indie brand and it's only £5 more expensive. Like, I don't know how they're able to do shadows at this quality for that price. Like, it really baffles me, because they could literally charge £40 for this palette and I wouldn't question it quality wise at all. I mean, I'd moan about the price, but £20 is really not a bad price. Then I'm going to take a wee bit of Muse. Obviously everyone's price point is different, but I'm just saying, for me, I don't feel like £20 is at all a bad price. I think it's very well priced. And just popping a bit of this on here just so we get a few different shimmers on the go. I'm going to throw a wing on there, but I'll do that in a second. First of all, I will take this Amethyst shade. I'm not even on screen. Great, Melissa. Amethyst. Just because it is so beautiful, and I thought, ow, my elbow, you need to put that on, Melissa. Wet it though. This is a stunning shimmer. It doesn't feel quite like the other shimmers. It feels a bit more dry and a bit almost like more puttyish. So I feel like to get what you want from it, you need to kind of either use it with your finger or pick up a crap ton on a brush and just stick it on. Because if you just kind of take a wee bit, it doesn't really pop. And I'm only kind of doing this to use another shimmer, I suppose. And then I'll take Luster and I'll wet it this time. Just for this inner corner, just to amp it up a bit. Oh, okay, I'm going to throw that wing on just off camera because it takes me ages. It doesn't really, it takes me a second, but 2 seconds. Okay, I've got that big chubby wing on and I'm just going to take that first shade Fig and just pat it on top, which turns it into the same kind of purpley shade, makes it a little bit more cohesive, makes me able to blend it into the outer corner better. Life is better. That wasn't a fart, that was my leg. That's pretty much it. I can't decide if I'm going to go around with a bit of glitter or not. I haven't quite made up my mind, but I'm going to go through on my base and then I'll come back and we'll blend it out a tad bit more into my base and also maybe use it as a blush, but we'll see. I'll be back. The colour Petal as a blush is very pretty, but it's a little bit like I've been punched in the face. I'm just applying it with quite a stiff brush. It's this shade here, but I think what I can do is just go over it with my sponge just to kind of blend it into my skin a little bit. It's a very pretty colour. I think especially on like a medium or darker-ish skin tone, this could be a really pretty blush. It's just a bit too lilac and a bit too purple for me. I kind of thought it was a bit more mauvey. It's a stunning colour, eyeshadow or blush, but maybe not on my skin tone. I actually don't mind that colour. I do think it looks a little bit punched in the face, but I'll just blend it out with my sponge and I think it'll all be okay. It's too late now. I think I'll take a bit of my Dior and just blend out the edges because it's a much like lighter, brighter pink. And then I'll go in with my sponge and just make sure everything's blended. Just a pink blush moment, okay? I'm just experimenting. And then I'll take a bit of Luster. I'm gonna dab on the back of my hand first. Oh my lord. And then just have it as quite an intense pink highlight. It's a bit of fun. Right, I'm just gonna finish off my eyes and put on my lashes, brows and a lip, and then that will be us done. But I kind of like it because it's all kind of like matching my top and stuff, so it all works in the end, I think. Anyway, I'll be back when everything's done and we will discuss. Is this palette necessary? Is it as good as their previous ones? That is what we are here to decide. I just had to give my camera like 20 minutes to be on its own and like have calm thoughts because it froze and I thought, oh no, it's broken. Die, would not be able to film anymore. Anyway, right, I'm finished. Let's talk. Oh, if you're wondering what my lip is, it is Melt. No, it's not. It's Dose of Colour Sand. Dose of Colour Sand. I always get asked, and I used weirdly a pinker, oh snap, pencil from Colourpop because I always get asked on my lip combos. Okay, is this palette worth £20? 1000% yes. Like, no shadow of a doubt. Ha! Good pun. It's a great palette. I think if you had the how pretty is that? I love that kind of old romantic kind of theming to it. It really gets me going because I'm a romantic at heart. Oh, look at the state of my palette already. The sausages, well, love that. If you look at this and you think, gosh, those colours are stunning, then I totally think you should get it. Absolutely. Is it a standalone palette? Technically, yes, you can definitely do looks with it on its own. However, I think it is going to be a great accompanying palette to Serenity, and like I did with this, I combined it with the Royal Rose. I might do another look combining this and this together and making a Serenity and Muse look out of the two because I think it will just go phenomenally well. Also, in terms of my blush, I wasn't loving the pink. I thought it was just too weird on my skin tone, so I just went over the top, by the way, with that shade on like a really loose fluffy brush, and it just kind of made it more yellow and peach, and I think it suits the look and my skin tone better. So if you're wondering why I changed it, that's all I did. Anyway, yeah, I think this is a great palette. Do I think it is as beautiful as Serenity? No, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it is, but it is a stunning palette. on its own or with Serenity together. I am so happy to have it in my collection. I am a completionist and I love to have families of palettes all together, and now they're all together. And we also have a potatoes, darling. Come on, come and say hello to the camera, because you're being so fussy. Sausage bit his tail, so he had to jump off his cat tree and give up his perch, and he wasn't happy about it, were you, darling? Alright, you don't need to rip my skin apart. So yeah, this launches tomorrow as you're watching this, and I'm going to put my very dear friend Tia's affiliate link down below, and if you use her link and her code, which is Tia10, then you will get, I think, 10% off the palette, and also the Serenity restocks tomorrow. As far as I'm aware, that's the intel that I have. But yeah, I'll leave Tia's link down there. Obviously, I don't get any affiliate discounts or anything, but she will get a small amount of money from each sale, and the more money she gets from each sale, the more money she puts aside to come and visit me in Scotland, and that makes me happy. But yeah, we'll leave that down below. Use her code, or I will just link to the website as well if you just want to go there and just buy it straight from there. It's a very nice palette, and again, it's a UK indie brand. It's always nice to support the indie brands because it's like an actual human. I know every brand is people, but it's like, it's, I don't know, you're closer to the creator who's passionate about it, and it's just, it feels nice in your soul to like buy from them, I think. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me. I'm gonna piss off. I've had like 4 cans of Monster today, 2 coffees. I take my hair, I don't even want to take this wig off and show you how thin my hair is. It's embarrassing. And I just want to go and edit this and eat Happy Hippos in bed because I'm addicted to Happy Hippos right now. But anyway, I'm going to piss off. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Are you interested in buying it? Are you not? Do you think it's too similar even though you saw the swatches? Do you not? Subscribe if you haven't already for more thrilling... Bless you. Bless you. For more thrilling content from me. And... yeah, I'm gonna piss off, have a good day, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye!
The warmth of your skin, I feel the touch of your hand.